loves, welcome back to another video. Here I'm standing at the edge of my kitchen. When I renovated this kitchen, we had a tiny empty space right here, and I decided to build it up right to the very end. No actual purpose in mind, except that it's going to give me extra storage, if needed. So, we covered the pillar and added this cabinet. But once it was ready, I knew I wanted it to be our broom cabinet. It's just a little nook, but was definitely going to serve a worthy purpose. I personally like things behind closed doors, homemaking-wise, of course, so I don't get overwhelmed, and that includes I want to put away my brooms and dustpans and such. Today I want to share my broom cabinet organization with you. Now, this is the lower cabinet, which is pretty tall, which is what I needed. And inside, I removed the shelving because it needs to accommodate some long items. I will need to get someone to touch this part up for me, but it's definitely a small matter. And what I did attach was this hanging rack. It's old, but it came from this part of the house, so it fit perfectly. No need to buy anything new. Shop your house first. That's one of my first rules. And on the top, there is another cabinet with a shelf, which I am keeping. Since I have what I regularly use under the sink, I created this overhead cabinet as a separate space to store refills and overflow items. Alright, so now let's get into organizing this cabinet. In the cabinet on this side, I'm hanging the scrubbing brush. And next to that, I'm adding this squeegee. Now, there will be certain items that don't hang correctly. For that, just add a bit of twine or ribbon and it will hang exactly how you want it to. Next is the ever-needed broom and dustpan. Now, these are two separate pieces, but they interlock and hang together. And lastly is this extendable duster for cabinet tops and high ceilings. I did try a different system before this, and this command hook is actually from that attempt. I put that to use and just hung our new spare toilet brush in here. I recently changed to these silicone golf club brushes, as they're called, and I find them very effective, and the best part is they wash out and dry very easily. Now, I have this small drawer organizer which fits perfectly in that cabinet. However, I was not able to get the stuff to fit inside, but I'm adamant to use this instead of buying anything new. I took this part out and created a frame to keep all these pieces neat. Now, this is our old vacuum cleaner which we use in the kitchen area, so I like keeping it in the kitchen. And in the drawer, which is now just what you would call a clear container, I'm adding the cordless spin scrubber brush. This vacuum attachment goes in here, and for all these little bits and bobs that you see, you can just use a silicone bag to store them neatly and then put them in the same container. Now, if you agree with me that this looks extremely well organized, then let me tell you a secret. Choosing the same colors. By coordinating and having a theme, in my case white and gray, it doesn't look cluttered and overly busy. In fact, in color psychology, colors have the power to evoke a range of emotions, positive as well as negative. And a mixed match of colors can be very busy, and that causes irritability and anxiety. So try using soothing colors for a calming visual instead of having psychedelic colors. Now let's focus on the top cabinet. I always have stock. I like keeping stock, so we don't have to go out and shop too often. And this is how I store all my extra cleaning supplies. Now, my stock usually includes antibacterial bathroom cleaner, a must-have these days, a multi-purpose cleaner spray, which is really very effective. I think Waitrose is a pretty popular brand in England, but here I have to actually track them down for stock. So whenever I do get it, I tend to buy one or two extra. The item that we use a lot of is dishwashing soap. I'm using a Waitrose as well, and then I also have a glass cleaner. I like this particular one because it removes grease and it's streak-free. Using this long acrylic organizers, one slim and one wider, they fit very well into that space. And this helps me keep everything in tidy rows, and it's easy to check the level of remaining stock. Using containers also ensures that nothing gets pushed to the back or forgotten. Everything is easy to get down and also put away. Plus, this has this little latch for pulling it down easily. One point to note here is that if you are getting relatively tall bottles, don't forget to measure the inner frame of your cabinet. Similarly, measure the width before investing in containers. Now, these are items that we do not need to access regularly, so they sit on the highest shelf. Now, these, on the other hand, are my cleaning detergents, which I need on hand for my routine cleaning. I have the oven and grill cleaner. I like using this brand called Jif. It's a local brand and it's value for money. They are also very effective products. Now, this video is not sponsored by Jif, but I do think they are genuinely good products. Then I have the mold and stain remover. This is a lime scale remover, which is terrific for shower heads. And this is a stainless steel cleaner, which is what I use the most in this entire range. Now, since I'm putting it on a higher shelf, I think arranging everything on a Lazy Susan for convenience will be good. Now, even though it is higher up, everything remains accessible. Also, on the note of color coherence, that definitely clashes with the aesthetic, just hide it at the back. It's still there when you need it, you just don't have to look at it. Now, this is a trick that many YouTubers and homemakers use for visual appeal. So, my loves, I hope that you have gotten some inspo for your broom closet and some ideas on creating a neat and coordinated broom closet of your own. I really hope these ideas help you. And until we meet again, until the next video, this is Raveena saying happy homemaking.